How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Joe the Geek. Welcome back to the channel, and as ever, I'm joined by my bestest bud on YouTube, Efren. How are you, sir?
Hey, Peter, how's it going?
Not
It's
bad.
12 o'clock. I had time. I didn't rush like on Monday, 11 o'clock. I was rushing back and forth. I couldn't even set my camera the right way. I had fun as usual, but 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock is a lot easier for me.
Yeah. Whereas I've been up for hours, Efren.
Yes.
Hours. We're gonna have to get a joint intro sorted for when we do this show. I'll have to borrow one of yours or something.
We'll collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll collaborate. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll collaborate. So we are back as usual, guys, with our top picks for the month of August this time. And tonight, for a change, we're broadcasting on both channels. So you're going live on my channel and on Efren's channel. So please do jump into the chat, let us know that you're here, and ask questions as we go. There will be a giveaway later on, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Just before we start, we'll quickly jump in the chat, see who we have got Fuzzy Dunlop, gentlemen. We meet once more. Absolutely Fuzzy, always good to see you, bud. And we've got Deadman, always nice to see you. And I'm sure more people will join as we go through the show. So let's just crack straight on, Efren, because there's loads to cover tonight. We've got lots of books to talk about. I mean, we're going to talk about this poster in a minute, but God, it's stunning, isn't it?
Yes.
Just look
I love this poster.
Yeah, it is. It's an absolute beaut. But we'll start off by talking about some of the books coming out in August. Same as usual, guys. We've each picked a variety of books. Fuzzy saying we're the only two that to be fair, absolutely Fuzzy, couldn't agree more. But so we've each picked a selection of books, and interestingly, we've kind of complemented each other as well, because we haven't picked the same books for a change, which is good. Fuzzy's irritated about that poster, because it was meant to be an exclusive Fuzzy or something, wasn't it? And now I think it's the cover of one of the books or something. Well, we'll touch on that in a second. We've got Ed Vick in the house. Nice to see you, Ed. I hope you're well. And we've got Chris from Cold Collect. Always nice to see you. We've got John. Always a pleasure, bud. And we've got Brian. Hey, 3G. Nice to see you. And then Pass Point. Brian, obviously one of the leading lights behind the Comic Book Community Awards. Brian, let me know in the chat, I think, of nominations available at the moment. Let people maybe know how you nominate, if you don't mind, mate.
Nice.
Excuse me. Okay, let's crack on with our first book. And it's you, Efren, Ahsoka.
God, I'm a sucker for these covers, man. It just looks so lifelike when I look at it, This is Star Wars Ahsoka #2, cover A. Looks like the cover artist is Taryn Clark. It says Ahsoka and General Hera Syndulla travel to New Republic shipyards and make an unexpected discovery. The adaptation of the Disney Plus series continues. So this is an adaptation of the series that was from like a couple of, at least beginning of this year, I believe, when it came out. Last year. It came out last year. This is just an adaptation, and I just really love these covers. They look so lifelike. Kudos to the artist. So, like I said, it's an adaptation of the series. If you've already seen the series, basically it's the same story. But I just really love this cover.
I mean, that is a stunning cover. I love that. It's interesting, actually. I'm just looking at that. That's written by Rodney Barnes. Didn't he do the adaptation of Mandalorian as well?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He must be the go-to guy for writing the adaptations of these Star Wars properties. And
let's not mention Rodney Barnes too much to Fuzzy, because he knows how much I'm in love with him. So.
First comic, and we've got a Rodney Barnes coming straight away. Fuzzy saying, I'm not convinced about this, and issue 1 hasn't even dropped yet. I mean, Fuzzy, I have to agree with you. I picked up that Mandalorian book by Rodney Barnes, and I was bitterly disappointed that it was literally just the same story. Now I get that's what we're doing with an adaptation, I guess.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope for something a bit different. In the artwork inside that Mandalorian was dreadful from memory.
Oh no.
Hopefully this will be better. My first pick, I'm a sucker for Avengers. Although I haven't read the regular book for a while, if I'm being really honest. I've read some of the crossover for the Blood Hunt tie-ins, but this has got us intrigued because we have Storm formally joining the Avengers. Now, I don't think she's ever been an Avenger before.
I don't remember. Think so either. If she was, it was a long time ago. She might have guest starred in it.
Yeah. And Wolverine, I think, was one of the Savage Avengers or something, but I don't think Storm has. So this is basically written by Jed McKay, And it says Storm joins the Avenger. New arc starts here, so it's a good jumping on point. And superstar artist Valerio I don't know, can't pronounce that. Takes the helm as a series artist in the aftermath of Bloodhunt and Fall of the House of X. Where does that leave the Avengers? So yeah, interested to see how they incorporate Storm into this, but interested to see as well what the relationship between her and Black Panther is like, because they were married for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
and I mean, she's becoming more and more godlike. I mean, everybody thought she was a goddess when she first came out in the X-Men, but she is very powerful, character.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Be cool.
Yeah.
Be cool. Now, we didn't have a cover for this one, Efren, that I could find, but you picked this one, Avengers 17.
I just, such a big J. Scott Campbell fan, and it's a Disco Dazzler variant. I can't wait to see it. Unfortunately, there's no cover to it, but I just wanted to put that out there. I am gonna buy this cover, and hopefully it's a good cover. It looks like it'd be cool. They have other artists doing Disco Dazzler variants besides J. Scott Campbell. So that's the reason I picked it, but unfortunately that cover's not available yet.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be spectacular because J. Scott Campbell's amazing, isn't he? I picked this one. This is a series I've not really getting that involved with, to be honest. This is Berserker, written by Keanu Reeves, apparently. I don't know how much he actually has in terms of the writing chops on this. But there's been a whole host of different Berserker series over the last few years since it started, covering different timelines. The basic story is he's an immortal warrior, from what I understand.
Yes.
And I just saw this as a new issue 1, and I thought, you know what, it's a jumping on point, so I'll give it a go. I think I read last year or earlier this year a one-shot thing where he was fighting monsters and stuff, and it wasn't too bad, so I kind of want to give this a go and see what it's all about. Have you read any Berserker?
I read the first series when it came out, and it was set in modern times, and it was a good read. It was enjoyable. Sometimes they skip months, so you kind of lose track. But I read it all the way through, and they made such a big deal about it when when the book first came out. Keanu Reeves was helping write about it, and it was a good book. I was entertained by it, but at the end I was kind of done with it, So, but this looks like this one's going to take place, centuries ago, just part of its history.
I mean, that image gives us Frank Miller 300 vibes,
Oh yeah,
it kind of looks a bit like that. Deadman's just saying that Keanu wrote the first maxi series. Yeah, and it's saying in this one that Keanu Reeves returns to pair up, to co-write with New York Times bestselling author Matt Kindt. So yeah, be interesting. I'll give it a go, just see what it's like.
Yeah.
And then you've got this, and this is what's irritated Fuzzy, because this was very much sold originally as, if you buy all of the books, you get this limited edition poster. Well, now they're slapping it on a comic, so I think that's irritated people a little. But you've picked this one, Efren. It's got a stunning cover. Tell a little bit about this.
Yeah, this is a Marvel 85th anniversary cover B. Everybody knows, by Scotty Young. It's a wraparound variant, and yeah, it's a poster. And I actually bought the poster. I found this site here in the United States that you can buy them without having to buy all the comic books.
All right, okay.
So I got 2 of them coming, and it just says it's celebrate Marvel's 50,000th comic book release. Dang! In the far future.
Know that? How do they actually know that?
Who counts them?
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Who knows? Unless they put it all in this. I don't know, man. But I guess we just have to take their word for it.
I believe them.
Yeah. In the far future of the year 50,000, the exploits of the heroes of the Marvel age are stuff of legends, half remembered but still celebrated. Come with us now on a tour of the greatest museum in all the cosmos, in which the few surviving relics of those bygone days have been assembled. So yeah, we see how the storyline is. It's written by Ryan North, and cover artist, like I said, Scotty Young, and artist Carlo Pagulayan. I'm sure there is more than one cover of this, obviously. There's probably going to be a ton more before this book comes out, but I can't believe it's the 85th anniversary. And yeah, this cover, it's a poster. So, I mean, anything to get money out of people, I guess, but I thought it would be unique if it was just a poster and leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the description of the comic sounds really interesting. So I will pick this up. And I haven't gone in on all of these variant covers, so I'll probably go for this cover just so I've got it, because it is a nice image. I'm not a massive Scotty Young fan, but it is a nice cover, this one. So yeah, I'll probably.
I bought every cover.
Have you? Did you get every cover?
I bought every cover. Yeah.
Are you going to CGC them all, or are you just going to keep them?
Now, I don't know if I'm going to CGC any of them. I'm going to take a look at them, but of course, there are some that are the ones in black and white are worth more. But I wasn't going
Have
to
you
go
got them
down.
as well, Efren?
No, I just got the ones that are colored like this.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's just a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, I know Fuzzy's got them all coming as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a birthday. I think it was a birthday gift from his wife. She bought them all.
Nice.
So yeah, very cool. Very cool. I'm in a Rocketeer mood at the moment.
Yeah.
I've just recently done a video on this. Because me and James over on my channel watched the movie again and loved the movie. So I don't know, I'm just in a Rocketeer mood. I missed issue 1 of this, so I will go back and look at it. The cover jumped straight out of us. Nazis with jetpacks. I just think this looks really cool. So yeah, I'll be picking this up just for a bit of nostalgia. It might be rubbish, but I have to say I've been surprised recently with my nostalgia books. So I'm a big fan of what you call it? Dick Tracy. That's
Oh,
at the
yes.
moment. Really enjoying
Yeah.
that. There's a Buck Rogers book coming out that I think it was Fuzzy sent us an image of, which looks really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think this will be pretty cool. Fuzzy's just saying he's got all of them coming from the Scotty Young list. Some of them are multiples. And Chris is saying I picked up the 1 to 50 SM Scotty, but that's it for me. Yeah, the pricey books.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Rocketeer Breaks Free issue number 2. But I'll get the first issue as well. Sorry, that's right, Fuzzy. Flash Gordon it was, sorry. Yeah, Flash Gordon. And the artwork on the cover looked amazing. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. Flash Gordon's an interesting character. I don't think they've done a lot with him. Him and Buck Rogers, to be honest, are kind of just there, but they've not really tried to reinvent the properties a great deal.
Do you know if I've been reading Dick Tracy because Fuzzy recommended it and you did too, and I did read issue number 1. It was a great story. I went, wow, this is better than I thought it would be. Yeah. Do you know who the publisher is for Dick Tracy? Ooh, maybe Fuzzy may know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. Fuzzy, remind me, is it Mad Cave? I'm not sure who the publisher for Dick Tracy is. Issue 2 is just as good, Efren. I thoroughly enjoyed
I gotta read
issue
it.
2. Yeah,
really enjoyed it.
Dead Man says he's still waiting for issue 2 of Dick Tracy. It's a good one, Dead Man, when you get it, mate. It's an enjoyable read. Efren.
So
sorry, it is Mad Cave. Yeah.
Yeah. So this cover, I forgot to send you an adjoining picture. Maybe I did. There was a X-Men book that came out with Jim Lee years and years ago, when the X-Men came out first, and it was a picture had Wolverine, Jubilee, I think Rogue was on there, and it had a close-ups of their faces. And this reminds me of it, but it has close-ups of their fists. Yeah. I don't remember the cover of it. So, and that's why I picked it. But me and Uncanny X-Men #1. It's a reboot after Krakoa. It's ended. So this is, the continuing story. It says From the Ashes, a New Beginning. And this is written by Gail Simone and cover artist David Marquez. A core group of essential X-Men rise from the ashes to face a world without a home and without Professor X. I'm such a big X-Men fan. I go, the minute I know there's the umpteenth reboot, but I'm buying them, so, and I really love this cover.
And that's it. Yeah, I love the cover actually. And I think that's a great team as well. If you look at all the X-Men, you've got Jubilee, Rogue, and Wolverine, obviously, Nightcrawler and Gambit. That's quite a nice, interesting team. So yeah, I quite like that. I'll be picking all of these up as well, just to at least give them a go, So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for the X-Men.
yeah, me too, mate. Oh God, look at the state of that, man. Look at the state of Michelangelo with his wig on. So this is Dark Horse Turtles of Grayskull. This is awful. This is based on the toy line which has been out recently. There's a number of covers for this which are all equally just mad. I don't even know why. I will be buying this. I will be buying this just to see what it's all about. I'm yearning for a decent He-Man comic book because I don't feel we've had one for a long, long time. So I'm desperate for it. I don't think this is going to be it, I have to say, if it's as weird looking as it looks there. But I'm going to give it a go. So by the power of Grayskull, X-Turtle power, when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come across Krang and Shredder making a deal with some otherworldly demon mage named Skeletor, things go hella weird and they end up on a Eternia. So yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll see what it's about. But yeah, I'm not holding out much hope. I just want a decent He-Man book. Fuzzy, did they ever have Rocketeer and Marvel comic Rocketeer and Cap feel like a no-brainer?
Mm,
Yeah, I don't think they did, Fuzzy. I
yeah.
don't. I was talking to a guy who commented on my YouTube video about this recently, actually just today, and he was saying that you could see it in the MCU if you know when Hank Pym, you saw that kind of black and white footage of Hank Pym during World War II and stuff. It would have been great to tie like a Rocketeer character in with that. That could have been very, very cool. Hi Kenneth, nice to see you, bud. I hope you are well. Okay, Efren, you're up.
Here we go again with another uncanny. I didn't notice that. I got so excited when I seen these books. This is another cover to Uncanny X-Men #1. I read the other. I read what it's about. So there's a core group of essential X-Men. I didn't realize it was the same book. I just got so excited when I seen this cover of
It's a
Rogue
lovely cover.
on there. So I just picked it.
I wonder if they're going to do a whole line of this style cover with the different characters. Then,
It looks pretty cool.
yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
you'll get a Wolverine one and a
Yeah.
Gambit and all that sort. Yeah, nice. I like that. Oh, look at that! So
Nice.
this is the next Universal Monsters book. We've got Creature of the Black Lagoon going on at the moment. This is the next one. This is Frankenstein, obviously. This is by Michael Walsh. I'm just excited by this. I was really looking forward to this anyway because I'm enjoying the Universal Monsters line. I was buying this anyway without reading the synopsis, and I love that cover by Joshua Middleton. But then I read the synopsis and I thought, you know what, this sounds brilliant. This sounds really, really interesting. So it's by award-winning creator Michael Walsh, who did The Silver Coin, which is a superb book I really enjoyed. Present an electrifying new vision of the horror classic. Each issue of the limited series tells the shocking story behind one of the body parts used to create the unforgettable monster in the original film. I just think that's a really clever way of retelling the story. So each issue is going to be part of the whole, which I just think is spot on. So yeah, looking forward to this. And that style of writing works very well because Michael Walsh, who did Silver Coin, he's very good at that kind of interconnecting anthology style story. So I think this will be very, very cool. Looking forward to it.
Peter, read the last sentence. I just read that.
Which one? Frankenstein begins his unholy quest to create life by robbing the grave of a decorated police officer. But little does he know that the corpse has a son who is mourning a father, and that his young boy will change forever. Yeah. I just think this will be great. I think it'll be great. Fuzzy's saying, I hope this keeps up the quality of the Monsters series so far. They've all been cracking, Fuzzy, haven't they? They've all been really, really good quality. So yeah, I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying them a lot.
I'll tell you one thing that I like about doing our show together. I completely missed that when I was going through all the pictures. I mean, all the books that I recommended. I didn't even see that one. Yeah. So yeah, that looks very, very good.
Fuzzy's just saying before getting to yours, Efren, that he wishes they went for 6 issues and not 4. Yeah, 6 issue always feels just around the nice length for a mini-series for me. 4's a bit short, but I'm wondering if we're going to get some kind of big crossover at some point, Fuzzy. I don't know how, but it'd be interesting if we did. Geiger, Efren, I'm loving this series.
I recommend, if nobody's ever read Geiger, if you have a chance to read the original series, it's very good. It tells this origin story of this person, and they're building a universe too. It's not going to be. They have that robot person. I forgot his name. SteamYard. Anyways,
Junkyard Joe.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. This is Geiger. This is issue number 5, I believe.
Number 5.
Yeah, cover artist by Gary Frank. Says this is it. The first 4 issues of this new series have all pointed towards this final battle between Geiger and the electrician. But I may be a quick one. The electrician's clever trap hits Geiger's greatest weakness, and his friends are helpless to halt it. Also, the final fate of Barney, the 2-headed mutant wolf, which is a great character, and they better not kill this mutant wolf off, man. I really like this character. This is a great storyline. I highly recommend it. And like I said, if you have a chance, read the original series, which came out about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I've picked up the trade paperback of that, Efren, so I'm going to be reading that this weekend. I'm loving this series. The last issue was absolutely stunning. I think Jeff Jones is a master writer. When he's got time to put into books, he is superb. His Green Lantern run, his GSA run, phenomenal. And do you know what? I'd forgotten how much I like Gary Frank's artwork, because his art is just stunning. I remember him drawing Superman a few years back, and he drew the likeness of Christopher Reeve, and it was just stunning. So yeah, I'm loving this.
Do you know, Peter, last year at Comic Con, I sent you that Geiger book, and I don't know what I did with mine already, but I
Yeah,
did. And it has like inside the book, it has like the timeline of this world too,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
an ash can,
but
wasn't it?
it was an ash can, but I don't know what I did with mine
Oh,
already. So,
you're not getting it back, Efren. If that's you leaning towards senders it back, you're not getting it, mate. You're not getting
yeah.
it. Yeah, everybody's saying this is amazing. Depth, brilliant art. Yeah, it's stunning. I hear it when you come to the end of one of the unnamed books, have to wait a month. And fair, yeah. They are very, very good. And hi, Connie. Hope you are well. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, next book from me. Speaking of this universe, again a book by Jeff Jones. This is Rook Exodus. Just such a simple concept in some ways that I can't believe we've never really had a book about this, in which people wear animal helmets and can control the various animal that the helmet's linked to. Are you reading this one, Efren?
I had never even heard of this book.
This is in the same kind of universe. It's again by Jeff Jones. The basic concept is humanity's gone to a distant planet, and that a corporation's kind of set this planet up, but ballsed it up. So it's kind of imploding. But based on the planet, when they were trying to set it up, you had the kind of, I don't know what the actual joint name of them is, but basically you have Rook, who has a helmet which controls birds, Rook birds, and his job was to be like a wildlife keeper of the Rooks. And then you've got the guy who's got the hog helmet, who controls the hogs on the planet to try and make the ecosystem work. And now they're basically all trying to get off the planet and kill each other, and it's just been really, really good. It's a good, fun series.
Nice.
So yeah, so this is issue 5. I'm loving this. I'm loving the swine variant cover there, so I'll definitely be picking this up. Let me know in the chat if you're still reading this, because I know a lot of people were excited by it on issue 1 and 2, but I've not heard much chatter about it since. So if you are still reading this, let me know in the comments, please. But great series, again, stunning work by Jeff Jones. And I would also say, I don't think we've got it on the list for today, but his other book, I think it's called Red Coat or something like that, is very good as well. Ed, isn't this one outside of the Geiger Red Coat universe? One of them is, mate, but I'm not sure which one. It might be this one. You might be right. And Dead Man Rook is excellent. It is. It's very cool.
Now I got to read it. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. It is.
Yeah.
Excellent, Efren. Ooh, now, Efren, you've been really naughty. I was annoyed with you when you sent this image, because you know that this is my kind of book and that I would want to talk about vampires and things. You know what I mean?
I got a mental note not to pick any vampires or scary book from now on. I'll leave it to Peter, but I know he's going to pick it. Yeah. This is DC versus Vampires World War V. So the original series was DC versus Vampires, which I love that series. It was really well done. This is the smash hit series returns. It's the dead of winter, and any hope for a fragile truth between Green Arrow-led human heroes and the Vampire Queen Barbara Gordon's army has been dashed by Damian Wayne and his guerrilla fighters. He's the only one fighting back against the bloodthirsty hordes, leaving Green Arrow with a choice. Does he stand and fight or sacrifice the boy in the name of peace? So I can see Damian Wayne taking the lead on something like that, because Batman was turned into a vampire early on in this series too. And so was Dick Grayson, I believe. So this is a new series. It's just 1 of 6, and it's coming out. Yeah, so I can't wait. And I will never pick another vampire book again, Peter.
I absolutely love this cover, Efren.
Yeah.
The red of our eyes, the smile. It's absolutely great. Stunning. Stunning. I love this one. I love this. Fuzzy saying, I don't know if I can handle more vampire comics just now. Yeah, there is a lot of them, mate. There is a lot of them.
Take a bite into it, Fuzzy, and just go for it.
Dear. Yeah, very good. This is a bit of a blast from the past. I was surprised when I saw this, and there's 3 different covers that you can pick from. I've gone for this one because it's a prismatic gloss variant. I don't know what that means. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that actually is, a prismatic gloss variant. But this is 0 Hour 30th anniversary special number 1. This really kicks me in the face because it makes us realize how old I am. So I remember reading this book when I thought I was a middle-aged man, and it's 30 years ago. It's interesting when you suddenly start to realize how long you've been reading comic books, you know. But Zero Hour, for those of you that don't know, is kind of was a big DC event back in the day, where it was revealed that Hal Jordan, I mean, he'd already gone off the deep end, but it was revealed that he was this character called Parallax, which later was kind of retconned by Jeff Jones to be a Parallax demon, kind of, was it fear entity. But back then, this was the big crossover event. And I'm just excited to see it about it again. So I am looking forward to this. It's written by Dan Jurgens, Ron Mars, all kinds of big name heavy hitters from the olden DC kind of pantheon of great writers. And more than 30 years ago, one of DCU's brightest heroes fell from grace, driven over the edge by his failure to save Coast City and millions of people. In the famed Emerald Twilight storyline, Hal Jordan became Parallax in the wake of Coast City being annihilated. After that, he almost succeeded in refashioning the entire timeline and resetting reality to restore his home in Zero Hour. So very cool. Do you remember reading the original Zero Hour, Efren?
No, not at all.
Did you
No.
read Emerald Twilight?
I don't believe so. You know, back then, 30 years ago, I was like, it was just one straight vision. It was Marvel, and that was about it for me back 30 years ago.
Honestly, Emerald Twilight back in the day. I mean, I wasn't a massive Green Lantern fan, but it was on the back of, do you remember the Reign of Superman, where Superman...
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah.
So Coast City, Hal's city, gets destroyed by Mongol, I believe.
Okay.
And the entire city is destroyed. And he just goes off the deep end. And he basically wants to save Coast City, reignite it, as it were. So he flies to OR and takes out pretty much every other Green Lantern, taking the rings and things like that.
Wow.
And then flies into the central battery. And that's how he becomes Parallax. And this series, the Zero Hour, is about him trying to restart the universe so that he can save Coast City again. Like I say, later on, it's all retconned to show that it was the Parallax entity which was kind of influencing him and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But back then, it was like to see one of your big heroes go totally bad guy was quite shocking because it kind of came from nowhere. And that's when we got Kyle Rayner as the Green Lantern.
Also, anybody that's checking us out right now, if anybody knows what prismatic gloss variant means, let us know, because it's got my curiosity too.
Yeah, me too. Deadman's saying that's the same cover he's chosen as well. I love a foil, or I love a kind of an odd cover. So prismatic gloss variant sounds interesting to me. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. We've got Paul in the 619. Nice to see you, Paul. I hope you're well, bud. Been loving the recent Green Lantern run, reading more DC these days. I haven't read the regular line of Green Lantern for a little while, but I wanted to check it out. Is Jeff Jones still writing that, Paul? I'm not sure if it's Jeff doing that at the moment. Zero Hour was when events were good reads. Yeah. And I hadn't read any Green Lantern comics. Oh, Fuzzy. I mean, you get bogged down in continuity a bit, but the Sinestro War and things like that are top tier comic books. In my mind, and Blackest Night is phenomenal as well.
Paul in I'm sorry, Peter. Paul in the 619. He lives in San Diego. That's our area code over here, 619. He's a really good guy. And quick shout out to Paul. He has his own YouTube channel too. It's really good. So just let everybody know, So
yeah, check it out. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Efren, you dirty old man. Why have you picked this book, Efren?
I try to stay. I used to be so into J. Scott Campbell back in the day. Every time a new comic book would come out, I would just be ready to buy it. But I've stopped like the last 5 or so years. But I'm starting to get back into it a little bit. I bought the Deadpool Wolverine one he came out with a couple months ago. I'm still waiting for that. But this is X-Men #2, and it's covered by J. Scott Campbell. It's a magic variant. It says the X-Men fly to the rescue of a mutant in crisis in San Francisco, my hometown. The problem, alien invaders seem to have a similar idea. 6 X-Men versus an invading fleet sounds about right. Plus the conclusion of Deadpool Wolverine weapon extraction. So I think it's a cool cover. I'm sure it's probably going to be a virgin variant of this cover. I thought this was an exclusive that he was going to be selling directly from his own site. I could have sworn I seen it. So I'm not sure if it's the same one or not, but Yeah, I've always been a fan of J. Scott Campbell covers. So
It's a lovely cover, mind. It is.
yeah,
Magic's one of my favorite X characters. So
yep,
yeah, it looks very cool. Looks very cool.
yeah.
Another X book for you. Lots of X books this week. X Factor. So X Factor #1. First of all, I love that cover. I think the cover art by Greg Land is stunning. Very, very cool indeed. And it's got some of my favourite characters in it. It's got Angel and it's got Havoc. And I remember Feral from my X-Force days, Frenzy as
Yes.
well, and
Yeah.
Maverick. So I'm Pyro, sorry. So I'm wanting to give this a bit of a go. I'm a big fan of Havoc, and I don't think I don't know, he seems to have kind of not had a shining light for a little while. So
Now,
I'm hoping this will be a decent read. So yeah, I'll give this a go, and I love the cover. So yeah.
I wonder if if it's going to be Dark Angel or just regular Angel. Because Dark Angel's he's still part of him, I believe.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I think
yeah,
you can switch between the two. I
right?
think.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, yeah.
There we go. There we go, Fuzzy. He's back. He's back in the room.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this book, Efren. Tell me about
I
it.
haven't picked Ronnie Barnes' book for a couple months, but this is
Apart from the one you picked earlier tonight.
yeah, for the one I picked earlier today. So I've been full force this time. This is Philadelphia, the ongoing series. This is issue number 35 already. Dang, can't believe it. But this is written by Rodney Barnes. It says "Death Be Not Proud," Part 5 of 6, the latest arc of the sold-out Eisner Award-winning nominated series, barrels toward an explosive conclusion. And it also has Nita Haas, Nightmare Blog. She's on the front cover too, and it has Blackula on the cover too. I mean, I don't think you can miss with this book. I mean, they've had Spawn on it already. They had a Savage Dragon, I believe the character's name is.
Yeah.
Now they have Blackula and Nita Haas. I just like the way Rodney Barnes is bringing all these characters from other books and doing it quite seamlessly. I know, Fuzzy, I can't wait to hear your comment. But I picked this book and I just really enjoy it. You know,
I'm reading this in trade paperback, so I'm always a little bit behind. But I'm looking forward to getting into this. Fuzzy, I can't remember. Did I send you the first Philadelphia trade? I think I did, didn't you? And you said you liked it. Because I think I've got volume 2 I can send you as well. Let us know if I've sent that already. I can't remember. But Philadelphia, great series.
yeah.
I'm picking a Spider-Man book. I don't know why. I would never
Wow.
normally pick a Spider-Man book. First off, Scotty Young cover. I know I don't normally go for Scotty Young covers, but I do like this one. But this is Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood, 1 of 4. And I just like the sound of it. So this is the kind of the darker take on some of the Marvel stories. An all-star lineup of writers and artists assembles to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Spider-Man's iconic black costume, black, white, and blood style. They return to the pages of Craven's Last Hunt and tell a never-before-seen tale of Spidey's past. J. Michael Straczynski rips Peter Parker's and the symbiote's heart out, and Dustin Nagai, I can't say that, stunning take on the wall crawler will bring Spidey to uncharted heights against the backdrop of Dustin's groundbreaking visual style. It just sounds interesting, so yeah, I'll be having a go at this one, I think.
Peter, I was just going to comment on how flawlessly you said J. Michael Straczynski, and then you blew it on Dustin. His name is Dustin Ewan. So
That's exactly what I was about to say. Exactly. So looking for that. That one's cool. Oof. Something that's killing the children.
Something is killing the children. This book is another book that's been going on for years now. Is written by James Tinian. So the iconic Erica Slaughter has battled nightmares and monsters for over half a decade, but her journey is just beginning. Discover a groundbreaking new story in the Slaughterverse universe. I like the way they said that, Slaughterverse. Marking the final issue of the character-defining Year Zero arc before the release of Something's Killing the Children, issue 0, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed this character and this book, Something's Killing the Children, and it's just an ongoing series, and I'm glad that it's still ongoing because I've been, like I said, really have been enjoying this series throughout the years.
I mean, I absolutely love Something That's Killing the Children, but I'm a little bit behind. So I've read the first volume of the hardback, and I'm on to reading. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to buy the second volume that's just come out. So looking forward to that one. Fuzzy's just saying, yeah, I've got them both. I love them, to be fair. I just like bringing up Ronnie. We're trying, Fuzzy.
We're trying, yeah.
We're trying to get an interview with him, hopefully, at some point.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
Hopefully I'll see him at Comic-Con this year. Last year he was at Comic-Con. For some reason, I didn't even say hi to him because you get so overwhelmed at Comic-Cons or any cons, and I just completely forgot. But if he's at Comic-Con, I'm going to go up to him, talk to him, and saying, if he has a chance to come on our channel.
Deadman's just saying, heard today that Amazing Spider-Man's Romita Jr. and the writer are leaving, a new #1 coming soon. I have to say, Terry, I'm more than happy with that because I'm not a big fan of that art or that writer, to be honest. So, yeah, see what happens with that. Again, more X, lots of X.
Yeah.
This is Wolverine Revenge #1. Again, just sounds really interesting. I love the cover. There's lots of variants of this cover by different artists, all in the same pose with Wolverine coming out of like a dinosaur's mouth. This is the red band version, so this is going to be bloodier and more gory. It says an even bloodier cut of Wolverine Revenge 1 with exclusive pages and elevated violence you won't see anywhere else. Polybagged for the protection of innocent eyes. So sounds cool. So yeah, I'll give that a go. Wolverine hitting and killing stuff. What more do you need? Looking forward to that one.
Have you ever read a Red Band book? Because I haven't.
Yeah, I read Red Band Blood Hunt #1. It was really interesting. Yeah, just more graphic. Just some of the images. The storyline's exactly the same. It's just more graphic imagery throughout it.
Cool. Did I pick this book? I guess I must have.
Yeah, you picked it.
I don't remember anymore. When we send each other our lists, sometimes I forget, which ones I sent to Peter, But this is Red Before Black #1, written by Stephanie Phillips, art by Goran Suduka. God, these are hard names to pronounce every now and then. Red Before Black is a violent, hyperkinetic, woman-led crime thriller reminiscent of 2000s era Vertigo, with superstar writer Stephanie Phillips, Grimm, Harley Quinn, and acclaimed artist Goran. I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name. Hellblazer, Y the Last Man, perfect for fans of Birds of Prey and Killing Eve. Killing Eve is if nobody's ever seen it, it was a TV show. Back show. About two years ago. It says, on a special assignment from the FBI, disgraced Army veteran Val is sent to Florida to hunt down an infamous drug runner named Leo, but soon finds that they have an unexpected enemy in common, turning the game of cat and mouse into something else entirely. Mature themes. And man, we got to start picking more indie books. We're like Marvel led this time around.
I know.
But hopefully this is a good book. And I plan to read it. So
sounds good. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Boom Studios, everybody.
Oh, look at this. This is Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. Fuzzy saying he's had his eye on that book you've just been talking about.
Nice.
Ghost Rider Final Vengeance, issue #6. I'm loving this, and I don't know
me
why
too.
I shouldn't be loving this. This is just great. It's Parker Robbins, who's the Red Hood, or is he called the Red Hood? That's
that's a good question.
Batman, I think he's Red Hood. Yeah. Or the cape or so. I can't remember. But he's basically become the Ghost Rider. And it's been really, really fun so far. So this is Johnny Blaze closes in on the hood as his empire crumbles. What deal is the new Ghost Rider willing to make to hold on to his power? And what lengths will he go to in order to remain the hero of his story? It's just a fun read. Well worth checking out. Well worth reading. Sean, nice to see you, Sean. Welcome. And Fuzzy's confirmed it's the Hood. Yeah, Red Hood's Batman, isn't it? It's Robin's.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's just called the Hood. Yep.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one. That's a great story. Okay, guys. #August. Now, I'm doing the StreamYard picker thing, but I'm just thinking here. We're broadcasting on Efren's channel and on my channel. So this is linked to my channel. So just to be safe, stay on Efren, but jump onto my channel and just stick #August in the comments section. Just to make sure you're entered in, because I'm not sure if it would go through.
I thought about that, yeah.
Yeah. So please do jump on, stick #August in the comments, and we will do a giveaway. So that's #August. I'll put it
on Peter's channel, not mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll check that out for the next show we do to see if that works. We'll ask Fuzzy or someone to test it for. So #August, and we'll give away a few comic books, guys. Oh, we've got Rogue One. Nice to see you.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Nice to see you too. So, right. Yes, Paul, always ship to the States, bud. So we'll ship anywhere in the world. So #August, and we'll give away some free comics. Okay, we're going to draw that once we finish talking about our current comic books. So, next, Efren Grimm.
I thought this series had ended. but it's still ongoing. This is written by Stephanie Phillips. It says Stephanie Phillips and Flaviano's underworld epic continues as they chart a bold new direction for the fan favorite series. With the order seemingly restored in the afterlife, is it time for Jess, Marcel, and Eddie to rest in peace? Far from it, as the dust has yet to settle in the story to come. And the vital question still lingers: how in the hell did a mortal woman fall in love with death itself? The series I thought had ended because it come to a conclusion, but looks like it's just going to be continuing. I wait to see. I'm curious to see what they're going to do next for the storyline. So
I've still not read any of this. I've got the 2 trade paperbacks, so I need to pick it up. But I noticed the Boom Studios are doing a nice hardback edition, so I might pick that up and see what that's all about. So yeah, looks very cool. I had to go for this.
Nice.
Look at that cover, man.
Great cover.
The cover's stunning. It's got some of my favourites on there. It looks amazing. Look at good old Patrick looking incredibly cool there. So yeah, I had to go for this one. This is Star Trek 500. So 500 issues of IDW Star Trek. And this book basically has got little tales from a number of the big kitters, the main characters. So it's covering a lot of the different franchises. So yeah, I'm keen to get into this and just see what it's all about. So yeah, looking forward to that one. We've talked a lot about Star Trek before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Fuzzy saying $7 swerve. Fuzzy, it's got Picard, Captain Kirk, and Cisco, and Jane. It's got everybody on it, man. What more could you possibly want? Yeah, it's a cool one.
I wonder if William Shatner is mad because he's not like he's not the main person in this cover, So
even though people, the Shat isn't bothered by things like that, Efren. I've heard he's a very laid back kind of guy. He doesn't like the attention, does he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like in his 90s by now too. He's getting up there in age.
He's been in space as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I know, man. He's done it all.
Okay, let's have a look-see. Duck and Cover. What on earth is this?
Yeah, this is written by it's a Dark Horse book. It says Foil C, Cover C Foil Albuquerque, whatever that means. Is written by Scott Snyder. Cover artist Raphael. Oh, Albuquerque. There we go. Foil Albuquerque. A Magna-influenced teen adventure set in the strange post-apocalyptic America of 1955 from the team behind seminal Vertical series American Vampire, a post-apocalyptic adventure series with a historical twist. Doesn't say much else, on this storyline, but yeah, it grabbed my attention. It says Duck and Cover, issue 1. So curious to read it. It takes place in 1955. Usually when it's apocalyptic America or any type, it's most of the time it's in the future.
Yeah.
But this is occurring in 1955 America. I know I wasn't around in 1955, if anybody's wondering,
I would never say that. I like Scott Snyder's work most of the time. Sometimes I'm not that keen, but most of the time he does great work. So yeah, that one sounds interesting. Please do remember, ladies and gents, #August over on my channel in the comments, because we're broadcasting on both channels, just to make sure you get entered into the giveaway. And that would be great, and we'll draw that in a bit. So I spotted the cover for this, and this immediately jumped out at us. This is by Image Comics. It's Convert issue number 1. It was just something about the artwork. I just loved the image of the astronaut with the huge gun, and it looks interesting. So this is basically a mini-series. Science officer Oren Kotela finds himself stranded on a distant planet, starved and haunted by the ghosts of his dead crew. On the verge of death, he makes an astonishing discovery. Now, that this is the kind of sci-fi me and you like, Efren, so I just thought, yeah, I'll give this a go. See what the first issue is like, and if I like it, I'll read on, no doubt.
Yeah, great looking cover. You're right.
It looks amazing. Amazing. Fuzzy's just saying, I was looking at American Vampire recently, but there was a lot to catch up on. Yeah, that looks cool as well. It's because there's American Vampire, and then I think there's a one in the past as well, Fuzzy, like American Vampire 1870 or something. I can't remember, but they did another version of it. But yeah, it looks cool. Efren, another interesting one.
Yeah, this is another Image book, Standstill number 1. It says writer Lee Lothridge, artist Andrew Robinson. Miniseries premiere, meet Riker Rule, an enigmatic, lecherous, and clinically insane sociopath who has stolen a top secret device that can freeze time. Now, as the bodies of world leaders pile up, famous works of art go missing and other strange crimes dominate the headlines. Only the device's creator, a run-of-the-mill science geek, knows what's happening and sets out to stop Riker's seemingly endless revenge tour. So yeah, it's a different type of story, and not your normal superhero book. And these are the ones that I try to look out for. Something that would different. That I will, hopefully it will be a good read. And it's by Image Comics.
I'd never even seen this one until you sent us the image. So yeah, this sounds interesting. I'll give that one a go as well.
Yep.
Absolute Power number 2. So this is DC's big crossover at the moment, where Amanda Waller's kind of finally got a victory. From what I understand, I haven't read the first issue yet. I don't know if it's out yet, but from what I
believe so yet.
The superheroes have all lost the powers, and there's a whole host of different people now got similar powers and are hunting them down and killing them. I'm not usually a massive fan of these multi kind of organizational crossovers, but this one sounds quite interesting. I know you're a big fan of Amanda Waller, so I thought I'd give this a go and see what I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to read this book. And I know Amanda Waller thinks she's doing right, but she doesn't realize it. But man, she's like a villain, and then she started helping out the U.S. government, so to speak, being a liaison to the president. But her just the way she acts throughout DC history, and she's been going on for decades now. Yeah. To me, she's a villain. Who just has it against metahumans.
I mean, she's always been kind of what I would class as a kind of a working behind the scenes government bad guy, but they seem to have really lent into the almost Lex Luthor level of evilness now.
Yeah. And so, I mean, she's lost her family, even her children are against her, but she's just so stubborn, and
Yeah, looking forward to it. So this is issue 2 out in August. It's only 4 issues, actually. I didn't realize it was only 4 issues, although it is crossing over into lots of mini-series and all kinds of stuff in it. Now, Ephraim, this is an interesting one. Vicious Circle. Now, you've got Vicious Circle number 1, which is the second pig print or something, I think it says.
Second printing, yeah.
All right, and then you've got Vicious Circle number 3 as well.
Yeah, I didn't even know this book was out, and it's a second printing. So, I mean, that means this book is probably already out there to be read. It's written by Mattson Tomlin. It says, and artist Lee Bermejo. It says here, Sean Thacker is a trained assassin from the future who seeks revenge on the only other man with his affliction. Each life they take forces them to travel between vastly different past and future eras, spanning from the 22nd century Tokyo to 1950 New Orleans to the Cretaceous era and beyond. The two mortal rivals are locked in a battle of wills that spans millions of years, all to alter the course of history.
That sounds really interesting.
It is, and I completely missed it the first time around. So, that's why I picked it,
So that's issue 1, the second print, and then issue 3 is out now. That's the same book, Vicious Circles, So issue 2 must be out in July. So, well worth picking up. That sounds interesting, Efren. That's the one that's totally passed me by. So, I'll be giving that one a go as well, I think. Sounds cool. Sounds very cool. Okay, that's all of our reviews. So, just before we go on to books that we won't be picking up next week, let us just share my screen. If I can remember how to do it.
It's been a while.
I know it's been a while since I've done this.
Better you than me. So I'd be lost.
There we go. Can we see that?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll run this. Good luck, everybody. Last chance, #August in my channel comments. And then we'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Let's see who wins. And as ever, what we do is we'll give away a few comic books, and our winner tonight is John. Good stuff, bud. Good stuff, John. So, John, you know where I am over on Instagram. Drop us a line over on Insta, and we'll send these books to you. Ephraim will pick some random books now. Okay. Let's just remove that. So, Ephraim, you have control of my lovely little fingers. So, tell us when to stop.
Stop.
Front or back?
Front.
Front. And again.
Stop.
Front or back?
Back.
And again.
Stop.
Front or back?
Front.
And again.
Stop, please.
Oh, nice. Front to back.
Front.
Okay. And one more.
Too much pressure.
It's all on you.
It's
All on
tough
you.
job.
Yeah.
Stop.
Front to back.
Front.
Okay. Right. So, John, are you still in the... Yes, you are. Good stuff. Okay, so John, first off, you've got a T, which means you get a trade paperback as well. Oh, hell. So, John, if you're watching, let us know which one of these books you want. We've got Maniac in New York, which is
Good
very
story.
cool.
That's a good story.
Great story.
Yep.
We've got Southern Bastards Volume 1 and Bastards Volume 2. We've got Bad Mother. That's quite interesting. We've got Blue and the Green, Black Canary and Green Lantern, Arrow, Wealth by Night.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Only Find Them When They're Dead, Undiscovered Country. So pick one of those, John. Let us know in the comments which one of those you want, and we'll add those to your comics. So your books that you've got Marvel Snapshot Fantastic Four, nice
Alex Ross
cover. Yeah, I
nice.
like that one. That's quite nice. You've got an old school Avengers comic with Nebula, Buttshot. You've got a foil Green Lantern. It's a
Wow.
limited edition one.
A Green Arrow.
Quite nice. Green Arrow, sorry. Yeah, very cool book. Ooh, that's nice. You've got an old Batman comic there. I think this might be a minor key. And you've got now, this is a nice book, but it does have a panel cut out from inside it. All right. Now, this is a very old school Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos.
Wow.
Bit of vintage cap.
That's Jack Kirby art too, I
Yeah,
believe.
Jack Kirby art. So that's
Oh,
a
nice.
book.
That's a nice one.
Book. And you want Undiscovered Country? There you go, bud. Right. So, John, drop us a line on Instagram and we'll get these books out to you ASAP, bud. Okie dokie. Let's crack on with the show. Well done, John. And let us just minimize myself. Nope. So these are books that me and Efren have had a quick look at coming out in August, and we thought, nah, there's no way we're picking these up. So I think mine's up first. So I'm not a massive Power Rangers fan, which is no surprise to anyone that watches my channel. I've talked about that before. But I really got into Power Rangers The Return, which is a recent little mini-series written by one of the actors from the Power Rangers. And it's left us wanting more. And I thought, you know what? I enjoyed that. So I'm going to give Power Rangers a go. I saw Power Rangers Infinity #1. And then I took a look at the cover and I thought, yeah, that's not me, that's not in any way making me want to pick up this book. So I'm hoping that there's more Power Rangers content out there, and this is an issue 1 that's perhaps not designed for a old man like myself. So yeah, I'll not be going for this one. I'll be looking for more Power Rangers content elsewhere. You gonna get this one, Efren?
No, I mean that more looks like it would be like for kids. I mean,
Yeah,
the way the
that's
cover
what I
looks
think.
like. No, I've never even read a Power Rangers book. So
Me neither, until I read Power Rangers The Return, and it was really good fun. So
Nice.
yeah, I enjoyed that one. Yourself, Efren? Oh, sorry, that's very small for you to read.
that's okay. So the reason this is a Star Wars book, and I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek too. But it just seems to me that they can't move forward for this takes place during the Luke Skywalker time. You see Darth Vader in the back. He's still around, and this is Jedi Must Die. And I can't read it because it's too small to print, and that's my fault. But when I gave it to Peter, but it's just a continuing story of a Star Wars era type, story, so to speak. And the reason I picked it, and it may be a good book, but I don't know, man. I just don't think. I think Star Wars overall, they're just stuck, and they can't move forward for some reason. Let go of the past and try to. They have done it, brought characters, but like Dr. Aphra.
Yeah.
But to me, I mean, that's the reason I picked it, because it's another Star Wars book. And I see, I'm not going to read this.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say that cover doesn't excite us either. It's quite bland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, not a one for me. Not a one for me, that one. Couple of quick reviews for you, ladies and gents, before we start to wrap things up. Helverine, Efren. Have you read this?
I've read it, yeah.
So this is a follow-on to, there was a mini series a couple of months back that crossed over Ghost Rider and Wolverine, and as part of that mini series, basically there was a demon heading around the earth, and Wolverine and Ghost Rider were hunting it down. By the end of the book, Wolverine gets possessed and becomes the Hellverine. But actually, the aesthetic and the look of the character is really cool. They exercise it from Wolverine, they beat the demon, send it to hell. Obviously, what's happened is that people have quite liked that character. They must have jumped in it pretty rapidly. It's already got an action figure coming out. It was announced as part of the new Toy Biz range. So they've quickly put out a new comic book based on the character. And what they've done is they've given this kind of spirit, this demon, to a new host. So it's not Logan, it's not Wolverine, it's a different version of him. Spoilers, fingers in ears, if you don't want to know who it is, but it turns out to basically be Daken, his son, who died about 3 days ago or something like that, but they brought him straight back. So he turns out to be this new version of Hellverine. Did I like it? It was alright. It felt like I was reading a comic from the early 2000s, you know. It was quite by the numbers kind of story, but it intrigued us enough to, I'll probably pick up the next issue and have a quick flick through it. It's not going to win any awards, but I do quite like the design of the character, I have to say. So yeah, quite like it. Fuzzy saying it did note for him. It is pretty basic, Fuzzy, I'll give you that. Efren, did you read this, did you say?
I read it, and I also liked the cover. I thought it was pretty cool, you know. So I was surprised that it was his son, you know, they brought back from the dead, because his son had died in the X-Men books, but they're not able to bring back mutants anymore. So yeah, I'm going to see what happens with it. You know, it was a good read. You know, I wasn't bored by it. You know, wasn't captivated by it. But yeah, I mean, I'll read issue number 2, see if I like it.
Yeah, give it a go. And then you've gone for Nightwing.
So to me, Nightwing is like the heart and soul of the DC universe. I think everything revolves around him. You know, he was like, I think Nightwing was what Batman would want to be if he wasn't just so driven to just have it his way, you know. And this is a continuing story. It's Fallen Grayson. He basically inherited Alfred, you know, the butler. You know, he left his will to Nightwing, and he was worth quite a bit amount of money, but he's been giving it to charity mostly. But then there's this entity in Bloodhaven who's trying to bring him down. So it's the latest arc of Nightwing. And you know, like 2 years ago, he was even shot in the head and he became Rick Grayson. He forgot who he was. I really have enjoyed this book. If there was one DC book that I would read, if I only could read one, it would be Nightwing. You know, I highly recommend it, you know, and he got back together again with Barbara Gordon. You know, she's Oracle again, and she's helping him out in this crusade. But there's this one person who's trying to just basically ruin his life. You know, so it's a good story, and I highly recommend it. It's Nightwing, and this one's Fallen Grayson. Basically, he found out that Alfred's money wasn't all on the up and up. There was some shadiness with his money, you know, that he gave to Nightwing, and it goes from there.
So I love Nightwing as a character, although I've not read his regular book for a while now. I'll probably pick this up as a little trade because it's 5 issues, isn't it? And see what I think of it. But yeah, looks interesting. I'm loving the image of him on the last panel there, because you can kind of see the top of his mask, and it almost looks like a bit like Batman.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I like that too. That.
Yeah. Jack saying Nightwing's been a solid read all the way through.
Yeah, it's been quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I need to catch up with Nightwing because I used to love the old, was it Chuck Dixon run years and years ago? Paul saying Nightwing is a comic I've been reading since issue 1. Not sure I'll continue after Taylor leaves. Yeah, good stuff. And Von Hoot, I really need to give Nightwing a proper shot. I generally stick to bats and soups with these DC days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I loved pre-52 Nightwing, but I've not really read him regularly for a long time. So yeah, I'll pick it up. I always found Bloodhaven a more interesting city as well. Because it's even darker than Gotham.
And you know, right now the Justice League is not around, and the Titans have taken over to be the premier, you know, super group in the DC universe. And of course, Nightwing's the head of that. You know, he's leading them. You know, so
yeah, good stuff. Okay, so these are some books that are coming out next week. So next comic book kind of release day of next week, and we've picked a comic each that we quite like the look of. I've gone for this. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. We talked a little bit about the Monsterverse earlier on. I'm loving this, but I have to say I've read issue 2 and issue 3's passed us by, because Fuzzy, I'm sure if you're still in the comments, mate, you said you've read issue 2, so I must have completely missed it. So yeah, I'm desperate to pick this up. This is issue 3 coming out next week, and that cover looks amazing. So can't wait to get stuck into this. It's a great. Did you read the first issue?
Yeah, it went right past me. I gotta catch up on that.
Yeah, it's very cool, very cool. So yeah, I'm gonna pick that one up definitely, and then I'll have to try and find issue 2 as well. And you've picked Zatanna.
So this is one cover, but she's got like 3 or 4 covers that I think they were drawn by Stanley Lau, art germ. They're fantastic. But this is Zatanna bringing down the house. I have not been much of a Zatanna fan. I haven't read much of her books, but I do like her powers because, you know, when she says a spell, she always does the words backwards. And I always take my time, you know, reading exactly what the heck she's saying. So this is an all-new Black Label series from Eisner-winning writer Mariko Tamikaland, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
It says, and now the moment you've been waiting for. Please put your hands together for Zatanna Zatara, the greatest entertainer in the crappiest hotel and casino of Las Vegas. I mean, what an opening title. So, you know, I can't wait to read this book. I've never read a Zatanna book, but it just caught my interest. And I'm going to be reading. Hopefully it's a good storyline.
It's Black Label as well, so that means it's out of continuity. So
yeah, I believe so, yeah.
A bit more risk to it, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll give it a go as well. Like you say, I've not read a lot of Zatanna, but she is an interesting character.
Yeah, something out of the norm for me, you know.
Yeah. So last segment tonight, guys, we always pick a couple of covers that we like. Now, I don't know that mine's a classic cover, but I'll explain why I've picked it in a bit. But we'll get to those in a second. Fuzzy's just saying, I've always been told Zatanna is good, so I've ordered this. Interested to see how it goes. The covers for 2 are even better. Okay, I'll check it out. So, Ephraim, we'll start with you. I think we're both on the same page, but you've gone proper classic here, haven't you?
So my first pick was Ms. Marvel by, and I go, did I pick this book before? So I changed my mind at the last minute. I told Peter, I'm not picking this book. I can just see Fuzzy saying, you already picked this book, mate. So I didn't pick it, by Michael Turner. It's like, God, I started questioning myself. Did I pick this already? So I changed it. Daredevil's one of my favorite superheroes. I mean, this is Daredevil #1, the man without fear. And this is, to me, it's an iconic cover. It's the very first, you know, Daredevil book. And I went with a classic. And to me, something about Daredevil, him being a street level hero, I mean, his faith, you know, carries him through, you know. So I really have enjoyed this book. And I'm hoping when the series comes out on Disney Plus that they do it a proper, you know, that they make it.
It's getting a lot of good vibes about it, mind, from what I'm hearing. It sounds like it's going to be a good one, hopefully.
And this is the total 1960s book. Look at Karen Page. Look at her haircut. I mean, her do, you know. So, yeah, this is the book that I picked.
We've both got this book, haven't we?
Oh, you do. You have it also.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a stunning book, and actually, without, you know, I know a lot of these books are out of people's ranges and whatnot, but this is, in terms of keys, I think this is a drastically undervalued key book.
Yeah.
Daredevil doesn't seem to have that high value that some of the other books do, and it's a classic, you know?
Yeah.
Fuzzy's saying he's in the minority, but he loves...
Oh, so do I. I agree. Yep, I agree.
Looks cool. So I went for Batman 497. Now, let us just say to start with, I think the artwork's not the best. I don't like that style of art. But for me, again, this is a bit like when I think I showed you the Death of Superman issue a little while ago. This just brings back so many memories, and I just see that cover, and I remember reading that Breaking of the Bat issue in Nightfall and everything that went around it, and just being blown away at how ballsy DC were at the time, getting rid of the biggest characters in comics, you know. And it's just a classic issue. I think everybody recognizes that as the issue, or knows it as one of the biggest DC books of all time. So yeah, don't like the artwork, I have to say. You got that one, Ephraim? Have you got that book?
I have this book, and I agree with you 100%. This is a turning point in Batman's life, so to speak. You know, when he got his back broken. I remember this. I went, damn. And it wasn't it Azarel who took his place, if I'm pronouncing it right. The character took his place, Batman. There's the artwork, yeah. I mean, but just the visual of this cover, and went, dang, they really broke his back. So
yeah, cool book.
Yeah.
Jack's just saying, Zatanna has solid run, Fuzzy, the cover on Unreal 2.
Yeah.
Paul, I'm busy saving for the issue 1 of DD while I buy the other 79 issues I need to complete. Wow, that's a hell of a collection.
Wow.
Oh, man, that's a hell of a collection, mate. Okay, I think we're done. So things coming up on my channel. Efren, what have you got coming up over on Past Point Comics?
You asked me this on Monday, and I said I had no idea. So it hasn't changed much. I'm always putting shorts out there, and I'm always trying to find people to come in our channel, so just stay tuned. I'll be posting stuff on a regular basis, and I'm always on Instagram too, posting stuff,
so check out Efren over on at Past Point Comics on Instagram and over on YouTube as well. Same for myself. I've got my usual stuff coming out. Please do consider checking out my other channel with James T. Keegan, One Good Scare. Go and have a look at that. If you like horror content, there's something there for you. And then for my comics channel, we've got all my usual stuff out and about. This Friday night at 10 o'clock UK time, so a little bit later than usual, but 10 o'clock UK time, we're going to be interviewing Chris from Comic Tropes. Really do recommend you go check out Chris's channel in preparation for that show. If you've not seen his content so far, it's brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to talking to Chris. It's going to be a fun show. And then, as I said, please do check out One Good Scare Show. And on Thursdays, we always have the Killer Comic Show at 9 p.m. Thursday UK time. So please check out that show for all of your geeky news, comic reviews over on YouTube. And that's your whack. So, another fun show, everyone. That's been a pleasure, mate. Always nice to talk to you. And thank you so much to everybody that's been in the comments. You guys have been great tonight. We've had a lot of people watching, which is superb. So thank you for that. Really, really do. Fuzzy, 10 o'clock. Bloody hell, Yanks. It's terrible, mate. I'm ready for bed by that time. I'll have to have
2 o'clock Pacific time. 2 o'clock Pacific time.
I'll have to have some strong coffee to keep us awake, Fuzzy, because I'm getting on. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Efren, anything you want to say before we head out?
No, we always appreciate whomever comes on our channels, and we're going to be moving forward when Peter and
like me.
So like her.
Hey.
Right.
So, moving forward, when it's just me and Peter on our channels, we'll be showing it from both his channel and my channel.
Yeah. I think this works well, Efren, streaming it on both channels. So we'll do
it's
that
fun.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will catch you all next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.